What's up, family status? I hope everyone having a great morning, great evening, great afternoon. Today we are planting 3 different varieties of onions. We got red onions, white onions, and yellow onions. The name of these varieties are red baron onions, snowball onions, and strut garter onions. We're going to plant the red onions right there, the white onions right there, and the yellow onions right there. We're going to also plant some onion sets in our 30-gallon compost containers. But before we start planting our onions, we have to broadfork this area to loosen up this clay and add some compost. Okay, so now we only have one more area to broadfork before we start adding our compost. Okay, so now that we're done prepping our garden rows, we finished broadforking them and adding compost. Now it's time to plant our onion sets. So the first onions we're gonna plant today is our red onion sets. And we're gonna make sure we don't make the same mistakes as last year and plant them too deep. So I don't know if you guys checked out that video, but I said 3 things to do to make sure we have a better onion harvest this year. Number 1, we're gonna add a lot more organic plant matter to make sure our soil is nice and loose, and we're gonna make sure we cover it up with grass clippings because onions don't like to be dried out. They like to stay moist and they like to get a lot of water. Number 2, we're gonna make sure that we make this right here raised up like this. We're gonna make sure that this right here is raised garden bed like this instead of just in the ground. The third thing we're gonna do is make sure we don't plant our onion sets too deep. So we're gonna barely put our onions in the ground this year. We're not gonna go that deep. I think this is perfect. What you guys think? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's perfect. Let us know in the comment section, have you guys already started planting your onions? Okay guys, so we're done planting our first onion sets. We planted 60 red onions right here. Look how deep we put them this year. We want to make sure we don't plant them too deep again this year. And so now all we have to do, we're going to plant 60 white onions and 60 yellow onions over there. For our second garden row, we're going to plant our snowball onion sets. Guys, let us know in the comment section what's your favorite variety of onion. Or let us know if you hate onions. So now that we're done finished planting our snowball onions, we only have one more onion set to plant. I think those 3 things that I said were definitely part of the reason why we didn't have a good harvest. Now it can always be something else, That's why I don't know for sure. And that's why when you have different trees, you have to wait before you just start doing stuff and adding stuff, because you don't know what the problem is. You think it might be bugs. It's not even bugs. It could be you overwatering. You think it doesn't have enough water, and it could be bugs. You know, you never know. So that's why you gotta make sure you keep it in your notes what you did, so you'll be able to change it, and you can just have some kind of idea of what went wrong. Okay, so now that we have all 3 of our onion sets in the ground, now all we have to do is cover them up and water. And this should be perfect. But they're definitely not that deep this time. And we made sure the clay is super loose, so the onions don't have to stress, and we get those crazy looking onions that we got last year.